morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup of Show podcast with Nick and Jed. As Jed is right beside me, say hello.
What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? I'm back.
We're gonna get
I'm glad
into
to be back.
we're gonna get into
Excited for
some
this
good
one.
stuff today. It's gonna be a good podcast, and I'm actually excited for this one, for the second one of the entire show. Let's get straight into it. I want to know what's in the cup this morning, Jed, or what was in the cup this morning. I know you wake up a little bit earlier than I do.
My coffee's gone. Unfortunately, I woke up a little
Ooh,
bit early,
you got that
but it's
Starbucks cup
just
too.
yeah. I got a Starbucks cup, but don't get fooled. It's Nestle in there, bro. It's
Mm.
not Starbucks. None of that.
Mm-mm.
It's the instant coffee us Filipinos grew up with. I always do that. It's convenient.
Okay.
I'm not picky. I'm not picky with the taste, but I try to make my coffee strong so that I wake up strong, feeling strong. Because I do a lot in a day, so in the morning I really need my coffee before anything else.
Feel that.
Sometimes even before I meditate, because sometimes I can't even meditate properly or like do my morning routine without feeling awake. Plus, like me drinking coffee, I have to fight procrastination because after I drink coffee, I have to go to my morning routine straight up. But yeah, everything else is fine. Yeah.
I feel that for sure. There's so many times where it's like, all right, I'm gonna get nothing done if I don't have a cup of coffee in the morning. Where there's some days where it's like, okay, if I drink this, I'm gonna be off the walls, anxious, too much anxiety for one day. I'm
Mhm.
gonna leave the coffee. But there are some days that you need it. And mine this morning is actually what my sister drinks because I was too lazy to go and buy something else. Uh, it's a Starbucks Pike Roast, I believe.
Mm,
Um, it's actually pretty
just put
good.
on
And
put that in the espresso machine or something.
yeah, yeah, from the Keurig.
Keurig.
The one thing I like about it is you can actually recognize the smell right away that it is Starbucks. That's the one thing that caught.
You know it when
Yeah,
it's
you know that
Starbucks. Like,
smell, right? Yeah,
ooh, that
yeah,
strong
you know that
roasty
smell.
smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was good in the morning. I've only had like a couple sips, but if I had to rate it so far, I'd say it's better than the Van Hoot, to be quite honest. It's probably like an 8.3. That's probably where I'm gonna put it on the scale for today. I actually did have some stuff to talk about for Starbucks. Um, do you watch the Jumpers Jump podcast?
I watch it sometimes. Or no, because with podcasts I listen to them. I
Right.
don't watch them because I'd rather listen to them while doing something than just watching and sitting somewhere. But yeah, I do listen to them sometimes at work. When it's like Sunday night, it gets boring, and I kind of want to feel distracted a little bit from like my day job. But now I haven't been listening to them, but I love them.
Mm.
You know.
They had a episode where they talked about the siren logo from Starbucks and like these mythical things about the Starbucks logo and like back then what its actual true meaning was. And it's kind of screwed up, to be honest. um
What is it? What is it? Tell me. Tell me.
yeah, it was actually like inspired by Moby Dick. And let's see here. It was about like scouring like old marine books and stuff like that and nautical figures. And they're not really mentioning it here. Um but what I can remember from the actual meaning of the siren is that it was to like trick people's brains because sirens like back in the day had that kind of
It's like mind control. You mean?
persona. Yeah, that persona, right? And the mind control of seeing the siren on the building wants you to go into that building, or like, you know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
they're almost mind controlling us to go into Starbucks.
Damn.
Yeah, it's weird. It's on a weird level. Like, and have you ever actually looked at like the Starbucks logo?
I never paid attention to it actually.
Nobody actually like notices the siren, and there's an actual siren in the logo. And it's something that you just think it's a lady, right? But if you actually see, you can see the hair is kind of like shaped like the siren as well. Um,
I don't see it, bro.
really? That's the
A
first thing
siren?
when they started talking about it on the Jumpers Jump podcast. That was the first thing I noticed. I was
The
like,
hair
what
is
the
what now?
hell? The hair is kind of like it looks like a lady. It definitely does, but you can see there's like a tail in the background. I think there's somewhere there. Like you see the what's it called? The two
The two coming like the outward
yeah, yeah.
curves.
Yeah, yeah. That's part of the siren.
Okay. I can't see. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But that theory is kind of like, in a way, like I think because a lot of these like symbols, like sometimes they just like for example, you know how in fast food restaurants the color red is present all the time.
Yeah.
Color red, yellow, white, and they say it's like it makes you want to buy stuff in there or something. It's like attracting you or something or
Right.
something like that. Yeah,
I think it's almost in the same
like
way.
McDonald's.
Yeah. I think
Hmm.
it's almost in the same way with like even human interactions or like
Hmm.
how girls look at guys. They prefer someone who has like blue eyes,
Yeah.
that stereotype, right? And so I think that's the same way with food. We see specific colors in that environment and we
Hmm.
just think I don't know, we want to buy something. It's a
Hmm.
weird kind of like metaphor almost. Like
Hmm.
it's kind of strange. But
Uh, yeah, that's a fun theory to know because like you will notice it from like every single fast food. There's white, or red, yellow.
mm,
Like you see KFC, you see Burger King, you see
they all
Subway
have
has the
red. They
yellow in
all
it.
have red and yellow, yeah.
Yeah, even Tim Hortons, bro.
Mhm.
Damn.
Like you just start lifting them off and you'll see there's a lot of red.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't really like believe in that shit. Or maybe like
To an
I can
extent.
be to an
Yeah.
extent I believe it because maybe that's really the roots of like how they make logos and all that. It's gotta be attracting to people. So maybe they base it off history. They base it off science. Maybe
Right.
scientifically, the color red is just like it just attracts you. You know what I mean? The color yellow, the color blue, all these colors, right? Like
Right.
look at the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey, bro. It's blue, but maybe that's just preference, right?
Mhm.
But it could have also been red because Canada, red and white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of that.
That's true.
It's
There's always a marketing standpoint at the end of the day from something.
yeah, and I think because I don't know a lot about symbolism, but maybe if I do, I would probably have a lot more knowledge or something to give.
There is some
But yeah,
symbolism in the actual maple leaf. The maple leaf was part of like World War II. In the
mm,
fact that they wore these maple leaf patches on their actual uniforms when they went into fight for war, and the maple leafs took that from like World War I and turned it into the logo. So that there is some symbolism actually in majority of the original six teams for the NHL. So yeah, I think you're correct on that. There's always some sort of marketing standpoint and symbolism
mhm,
and a lot of stuff that we see.
I agree. But I don't even go to fast foods no more like that. I don't even go to
Yeah.
Starbucks as much now too. I just
I
buy groceries and drink coffee at home.
oh yeah. I can definitely say that the only time you'll find me there is when I'm at work.
I work or with friends or
Probably on a
like
break, right? Or with friends.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, I would say definitely with friends as well. I want to know cuz last week we talked about what you were doing this upcoming week, what you had
yeah.
planned, what you had planned for the day.
Mhm.
Um what do you kind of have planned for today? What do you have planned for next week? I know we already touched on that last week, but
No, no, no. It's
it's a
good to
brand
talk
new week.
about.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
kind of want to go back to that. What do you have planned for this week compared to what
So
you had for last week?
this week, I think I'm not sure if I mentioned if I was gonna study last week. Oh shoot. Uh,
I think you did a bit. I think you mentioned studying just a little bit in the beginning.
yeah. So I was able to do that yesterday. Like, I didn't necessarily study for a test, but I finished all my assignments for the semester. I have one assignment left, but that's like a group work, so I'm just waiting for my group mates to hit me back up on Instagram so we can talk about it today. But my goal for this week is the same shit. Um, make sure I journal, make sure I meditate every single day, make sure I get up before sunrise, make sure I work out, make sure
Mm,
I'm able to read books and learn new things. See, I'm at that phase where, I think I mentioned this too. I'm all about self-improvement, so I read as much books as I can for self-improvement.
right.
And by the time I get sufficient knowledge and it becomes more like, oh, I'm starting to rely on books to to learn about life instead of experiencing life out there. I'm gonna try to move forward to new things. Maybe read other books with, for example, photography, videography, storytelling, all these kinds of things that I like. I'm passionate about, and some other things. Yeah, I think this week maybe um like for example today I'm gonna edit a video. I'm gonna edit a vlog where I worked out with an actor and got his thoughts on where he came from.
Mm,
That's what my content pushes through. It's like um I kind of stepped away from this from the past few months, but I'm going back to it now where the content I make on YouTube is like interact with different kinds of people from different fields, different upbringings. So and then talk to them a little bit about it. It's kind of like a podcast, but not really. It's more like a vlog type on YouTube.
right.
Like get their story and all that because I'm all about learning plus being able to share it with people so that they learn with me and grow with me and be in the service of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for this week, that's the goal. Learn new things, become better, become greater, aim to be greater as a person, and stay healthy, stay on top of things. Not too hard on myself,
Mm,
because I think that's what I became when I aimed for self improvement. Like I've been watching a lot of Kobe Bryant interviews, because it's just crazy how Kobe was as a person, as a basketball player. There's no one like him.
not even just as a basketball player. That's an
Yeah,
amazing man.
yeah, amazing man. Like that through basketball, he became great outside of basketball.
Absolutely.
He
The
always says that basketball is such a great game and he's able to like he's like oh basketball is such a great metaphor for life and that's me too with the gym. When I discover lifting weights, improving on myself, at first I just want to be jacked and shit,
mm,
but it became to a point where then I love this process of working on myself. The results show no matter what because I just keep doing it, and that's just how life works too.
mm,
If you want to be something great in the future, you can always set the outcome that you want in your head, but sometimes that's not the outcome that happens. But if you love the process, you'll get where you needed to be. You don't get to where you want to be all the time, but you get where you're needed to be.
mm.
Like you always get to where you need to be before you get what you where you want to be, if that makes sense. It's like the delayed gratification, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I also want to circle back to like I like the consistency of what you're preparing each day, what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. You seem to have a good cycle of what you want to do in that week and continuing to look forward to I guess keeping that consistency. And
Hmm.
that's something that's really good. That's something that you've always
Thank you.
since I've known you, you've been good at doing, keeping that consistency and keeping
Thank
on
you.
top of your craft. Yeah, man. I do want to talk just a little bit about my morning routine. We did go into your
That's what I
morning
know.
routine
Want to know
last
about?
week.
You keep asking me questions about me. Let it
Yeah,
be you this time, bro. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Yeah. My morning routine usually it depends on the day. So there will be days where I'll wake up and I'll go straight to my phone and just scroll through TikTok, scroll through Instagram. But on a daily basis, I try to keep away from that. And I'll wake up. The first thing I do is I do go on TikTok. But for the purpose of video content and the idea of video content only, I'll go on TikTok and look through my last post, see if it like went up well, and like if anyone has any comments or how the views are going. And right after that, I'll post the video that I had intended for the day right in the morning. I don't want to wait until the afternoon. Sometimes when I do get busy, I'll post in the afternoon, but majority of the time I'll post it off in the morning. That way I can get more traction throughout the day and more people's eyes on the actual video itself. After that, I'll usually, if it's a good day, sometimes I'll pick up a book. There are days where I don't pick up a book or feel motivated to kind of grab that book and have a reading
Mhm.
session for 10 to 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. So there are good days where I'll read for like an hour and have the
Like
time
when
to
you feel
read for an hour.
passionate about it, you
Oh, of
just know when you
course.
feel passionate about it,
Yeah,
right?
when
Yeah,
you're
yeah, me
passionate
too.
for reading, you just keep flipping pages. There's
True.
yeah,
But at the
there's
same
no
time,
issue with
that's
it.
what I think. That's why you read the books that you would help you,
Hmm.
because the passion's always gonna be there. But you can't read books that don't help you. Like that, there's no point, right? If
Hmm.
it's just a good book for everybody, but it's not for you, why you're reading it, right? But at the same time, I like what you said, where you feel motivated. But sometimes when I feel unmotivated and I force myself to read a book, I feel so much better.
Huh.
I feel delighted that I learned something new. Plus, to be fair, I read self help books, or like, because I'm at that phase, and I believe not a lot of people are comfortable seeing some self help stuff. Sometimes they're like, oh, that's lame. I don't want to think too much. I don't want to, like, I don't want to be
Right.
too wholesome too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's with me too, man. Like sometimes I don't feel like reading a book, but every time read it, regardless of how I feel, it's always worth it. So I think you should try to do that too. Or if there was a point where you thought about, oh, I thought about reading a book today, but I'm tired. I worked out and I worked last night. I edited videos,
Mm.
but one time try it.
All right.
When you feel uncomfortable with something that you're supposed to do, still try to do it regardless. You know what I mean? Go out of your way. Go out of your end, like, and like, cause remember there were already things before that you probably did that you didn't want to do, but you end up doing it anyway, and then you feel a lot better afterwards.
That
Yeah.
feeling is so rewarding, and I know that exact feeling because I have had that feeling with the gym before. Not wanting to work out at a specific day. Maybe you had a really busy day and it's 10 o'clock, but you still have to get that workout in because you're trying to get shredded, or you're just trying to keep that physique, or just for your mind. Sometimes you got to work out for your mind, even
Yeah.
if it is for your body. And ooh, I actually like that. But yeah, sometimes you do have to do it. And once you do it, once you finish that workout, you just go into like a meditative state, almost like chi,
You're
where
like you're
you're
like you're on a roll.
yeah,
You're in a fucking roll. You're
yeah,
like in that flow state.
yeah,
You're like in
the
a
flow state.
zen, calm state. Damn, I worked out. I feel good right now. Nobody can mess with my head right
Mm,
now. Even if my order takes a fucking 3 hours to get to my table, I'd
mm.
still be cool. That's the feeling you feel, eh?
Love
That
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 feeling
was me.
so
That's
much.
me every time I work out. I just want to share this. I hope it's fine
No,
that I
you're
keep
good.
going.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So every time I work out, or the past, like last week, every after workout, I meditate to like the Zumba room at LA when
Mm-hmm.
there's nobody there. And last night I was forced to, where you stretch, like the spot where you stretch. There's like a whole mat attached to each other,
I believe
like
so.
mats.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was nobody there, and I'm like, damn, I have to meditate here. So if I really want to master like mindfulness, I gotta be able to meditate anywhere. I gotta be able to stay grounded anywhere, and that's me after a shoulder workout. And then I went to run a mile, and then I went straight to breath work.
Right.
And bro, even though my heart was racing at first because I just went straight to the meditation after I ran a mile, right?
Dang.
It was so calming after the breath work. And I think it was also good for my heart because it
Oh
was
yeah.
constantly practicing and breathing through the nose, because I think not a lot of people try to do that too.
Mm.
I try to practice that now, but when you work out, you can't really breathe in your nose. Sometimes you gotta brace, because I
Right.
lift heavy weights too. You gotta trying to breathe from your diaphragm too.
Yeah, you got to balance a little bit.
Yeah, but bro, the feeling afterwards, I'm like, damn. I didn't even look up people when I finish. That's how I try to do it anyway. Like coming into the gym, I try not to look at anybody, and I feel comfortable at where I'm at. I'm just here. I'm present with
Right.
myself. I'm not trying to look at nobody. I'm not trying to look at no tricks.
Mm.
Cause before, like, well, when the pump's there, you take off your
Oh yeah.
shirt,
Oh
you have
yeah.
your
Yeah.
tank top open, and you're like low key
You
flexing
just gotta
sometimes
check if anyone's looking. Just
for
like.
the ladies. But now I started to just make it more about myself, like 100%.
Mm.
Because sometimes, you're aware of yourself that when you work out, sometimes you sneak a look in like that girl's ass or something.
Mm.
But and then afterwards, fuck, I feel guilty. Fuck, I should not have done that. But it's low key nice because she got that booty. But listen, la- last week I'm just like, okay, there's a big ass in front of me, but I don't give a fuck.
Mm.
I'm just like doing my shoulder presses, and sometimes girl be doing it on purpose. They're gonna
You
like,
think
for
they
example,
catfishing or they're
no. They're like, you know what, where when you're on a bench, like a shoulder press bench, just like a straight up bench like this.
mm,
I was about to do this with the dumbbells, and this lady tried to grab dumbbells in front of me and crouch down.
mm.
Like, I mean, like, I'm starting to do my workout and you do that, but some at the same time, maybe they're just trying to get the dumbbells.
Right.
But there are times that it feels like it's on purpose,
It's the
because
mindset. 100%.
yeah, yeah. But also, sometimes when you're at the gym, and there's always this one girl that you would see, and you know for a fact you acknowledge each other's presence because
Mm.
you see each other pretty much every day at the gym, right? And sometimes you be trying to act cool,
That's the gym
you know?
crush, bro. That's the gym
Yeah,
crush.
that's the gym crushes.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them, bro. But but but,
Crushes.
but going back to our topic, as much as funny as these fucking like experiences that I had at the gym,
Right.
like I learned how to just like, cause sometimes even with guys you feel bothered, oh they're stronger than you, but no, like you're there for you, you're at your own pace, not everybody's gifted genetically as well, so like you're just there, and then you appreciate the workout a lot more. You be in that zenny state, you be in
Mm.
that chi state like you were talking about,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think also with other things, if you're able to apply that to every aspect of your life, being able to stay calm under pressure, being able to think straight when adversities, like right in front of you, trying to bury you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's good. It's good, and I think the gym is a good practice for that, a good metaphor for that. Just like how basketball is for Kobe Bryant, and let me just add to the things that happened with me the past few weeks. I've been watching Khabib. Khabib and Conor McGregor had a
Yep.
feud before, right? And Conor McGregor lost bad.
Oh
He
yeah.
didn't win a single round.
No, he had
Did
no
not
chance
win
in
a
that
single
fight.
round. No chance. No chance. He got mauled, bro.
Mm.
Like, so what I'm trying to say is like the content that I consume are only the people that I admire. There
Damn.
are some entertainment aspects of content that I consume, obviously, and I think at some part of like a part of my body needs that because I love video games too. I love some movies too. Like movies that I can learn from, etc.
Right.
And yeah, I just watch content that I think would give me some value, some form of value, or at least in my perspective, um I try to get as much value as anything that I consume, pretty much. And one final touch on this topic, I think the past week for me, I haven't been listening to music. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been listening to
Really.
music that I like to sing,
Right.
that I'm passionate about, but I don't listen to music randomly. When I'm at the gym, I don't listen to music anymore. It
Really.
doesn't. It feels
That's
different. You know
interesting.
what I listen to? You know what I listen to?
Podcast.
Podcasts.
You talked to me about this, I believe.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a different feeling, man. I'm telling you, when they're talking about some real shit, that's why I rewatch interviews of Kobe Bryant over and over again because I forget sometimes what he
Mm.
talked about, what I learned from him. It's just short-term learning, and I keep watching and watching it. His interview with Shaq, him, them having a 1v1, his interview with Jay Shetty, his interview with The Show of Greatness, and that's when before he passed you, he did this interview a year before he passed. All of these
Yeah.
interviews, and I'm like, damn, I don't. Kobe Bryant was a powerful human being enough to inspire people like me to be great. And I'm tunnel vision right now. You can
Mm.
probably tell like how passionate I am about this. And just randomly, I went to the comment section and I typed, because I didn't know how to tell Kobe because he's not here no more. Like, Kobe, thank you for inspiring me. I'll be nothing but great. I said, I like affirmations personally.
Right.
It works for me. It might not work for everybody, but I'll be nothing but great. Thank you for inspiring us. Your whole career was always about like,
Ooh. We may be running into sort of a technical error. It does look like Jed disconnected. Yeah, he's stuck. I'm gonna get right back to you guys. I'll try to reconnect Jed and see you guys in like 2 seconds.
And we were
God,
in
lighting was
sync.
yeah, that's pretty good though. We're back. I got Jed back, although he never left. It was actually my uh, dumb Wi-Fi that disconnected, unfortunately. But
It's all good. I remember
we
what I was
make
talking
do.
about though.
We make
Yeah.
do. Yeah, we were just chatting about what Jed's current situation is at the gym
Mhm.
and what he is looking forward to going back to the gym and be his consistency. And I actually did want to circle back a little bit to what you were talking about because you were talking about in the beginning, or not in the beginning, rather. It's the question I want to ask that's towards the beginning.
Yeah.
When you started going to the gym, were you obviously self-conscious about like the way you looked or like how other people were bigger? Because there is that part in the gym where you start going to the gym and you're like, damn, these guys are all freaking like massive or like so much bigger than me. Like to get to that level, I have to work so hard. Was there ever a point like early in your like gym career or going to the gym where you had that mentality?
No, no. You know what's crazy? When I started going to the gym, I wanted to be like David Lade. You know who
Mm.
David Lade is?
Oh yeah.
It's because he was so young and he's strong. My intentions towards the gym started good. I'm blessed enough to. I just want to be like, oh, I want to lift.
No way, it just disconnected again. There's no chance.
You froze again, but you're back now.
I froze again. My Wi-Fi is like not going good today.
But is it like did you catch that or do you want me to repeat it? It's fine though.
Oh yeah, just repeat what you said. Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? You know what's crazy? When I started going to the gym, um, I'm different from a lot of people. I didn't just want to get big. Remember David Lade, right? I
Yep.
mentioned it. I wanted to be like him. He was young. He was 17. He was strong, and I wanted to be like that. But because I was at that state where, damn, I'm already like 17, 18. I need to be lifting weights. I
Mm.
need to get stronger just in general. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was my goal. It didn't matter to me how big you look at the gym. I would ask questions. I won't shy away from learning. That was me. I was
Mm.
curious
That's
on
good.
how the
That's
gym
good.
works and how to get big really. And
Right.
then it just became like that. And what's good was I wasn't always the type to, I wanted to get stronger, not bigger.
Mm.
But it comes, right?
Right.
But
Right.
cuz
Both
cuz
comes. Yeah.
cuz oh fuck, I'm so amazed that that's how I approach it. I've never contemplated on that until now.
That's good.
And and I- it's funny how I said I want to be stronger, not bigger. So which means I want to fall in love in the process, not the outcome. I want to get better at the process,
Mm.
not the outcome. Not looking forward to the outcome.
Mm.
That's fucking nuts, eh?
Let me just take a sip while I just think about that. Just contemplate on that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud on how I started going to the gym. It wasn't about losing or I mean I was skinny. Ain't no way I was gonna lose weight. It wasn't about gaining weight. It was getting stronger as an individual because I think it also ties with me feeling emotionally independent at the time and feeling the need myself. And
Right.
if and I think within me, I knew from the get go, I wasn't aware of it, but within me, it was just implanted in me that I need to make myself better. And what better way to do that is to become stronger physically.
Yeah. And speaking of gaining weight, you mentioned that I have been in sort of a bulking phase, and it is not easy. Not easy whatsoever. For me, at least, I've struggled to eat the amount of calories that I need to. Because it's actually 4,000. I have to eat 4K per day,
For,
which
for,
is
for like the goal that you
poking.
want, eh? For like the
Yeah,
goal that you want, eh?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For because I don't want to be bulking for 2 months, 3 months. Like that's brutal. So
But that's how it be, dude.
that's how it
Bulking is
be.
bulking isn't like it wouldn't be like a short term thing too. It would be like 2 3 months on end and then you cut from there and then you can
Yes,
maintain afterwards.
yes. However, the bulk I am looking to, because I want to first stretch my stomach so that I'm able to continually eating like 35 to 4,000, not consistently trying to eat 4,500, which is what I'm trying to do at the moment. But
That's
I
a
could,
lot, bro.
it is, and I can actually start to feel it like over the last week. I could start to feel like I'm like, damn, what's going on in my stomach? It's like bubbling
Mhm,
almost. But I'm like,
mhm.
that sensation is your stomach actually starting to stretch. So
To expand, yeah.
expand, right? And that's a good thing. So I'm glad that it's starting to do that. Because honestly, 4K calories is a lot of food, but
You better put a lot.
I found a way to manage it. Yeah,
4K, bro. Fuck.
4K, 4K.
Nah, I can't. I can't. I can't do that.
Each meal a day is 1K,
You
pretty
gotta
much.
put two times the word. That's what I was gonna say. Cause like 4K, you gotta burn some calories,
Yes,
bro.
yes. But I'm
Damn.
trying to hit about, because I weigh about, well, natty 155. That's usually where I weigh around. So I'm trying to hit 165, 170 possibly, but probably 165 more realistically. Because I want to
Mhm.
put on that weight so I can actually shred something, man. Like I'm so skinny. I'm skin and bones. And that's always something I've had self-conscious about myself, but it's never bothered me to a point. I've always played hockey, and for hockey you don't necessarily want to be big, but you do want to be strong. And that I've never actually worried about being big, but I started thinking about it recently, and I actually do want to have a little bit of a more bulkiness to be stronger on the ice, to be stronger in my everyday doing. So, and just overall look a little bit bigger in a
Mhm.
way. And I think I've
That's
talked
good.
to you. I think I've talked to you about the what's it called? I don't know what the actual name for it is, but the forearm training and stuff like that with rice and
Mhm.
the exercise you can do with rice. And I've actually started that. And I've noticed that my forearms have gone like a lot stronger. Like it's actually
Damn.
crazy. Even like my
That's
finger
creative.
muscles and stuff like that. It's like it's crazy. It really works. And I
It's
would
a
definitely
it is
recommend
a
it.
creative workout, but I wouldn't go out of my way and grab fucking rice, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you. But listen, if it's something that like, because working out isn't just about lifting. Working out is being creative with it too.
Right.
Like for example, like you do pull-ups certain way where you can be a lot more creative with it. Like for example, add some weights on it, change
Right.
the variation. You know what I mean? Like there's different types of things that involves working out. It's not just all about lifting heavy weights. It's about being creative with the structure that you're doing to, and that structure is like it's creative. That like just like squeezing the rice, you said, right? And
Mm-hmm.
when you cook rice too, when you mix it, when you squeeze it, there's some pressure in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels kind of like it's kind of like therapeutic when you like do this with the rice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
what you mean though. Your arms are definitely gonna, or forearms are definitely gonna grow from
Yeah.
that.
No, they're definitely gonna grow, and that's like it's not something I'm looking for like a lot, but obviously it is nice to have some.
So you discovered something creative.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yes.
good.
That's something I also grew up doing P90X when I was like younger. A lot of the exercises are very creative in a way. Like the one thing that I can remember is the towel pull-ups. So they'll put a towel over the bar. You'll have one arm
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
towel, one on the bar, and you'll actually pull up for two and then switch sides. And but
yeah.
that's like, where do they think of these things? There's some of the
I
leg
don't know.
exercises where they're like putting these characters and you're doing like a sumo kind of walk with dumbbells. Just that
Hey, to be
creativity,
fair,
yeah. It makes the gym
like
more fun.
yeah, that too. I think that's the goal of P90X, and they want to be marketable as well in terms of
Yeah.
like, hey, nobody else is doing this but us. We're more creative with our workouts. It's more fun. It's more like you can explore more exercises. Like doing a pull up with a bar and the fucking towel and then switch arms.
Mm,
Who thinks about that, right? And it's a good
exactly.
market for them. That's why P90X became successful for a long period of time. At least in
Yeah.
our days, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I definitely think they have a good creative team in that sort. Um, let's move into let's move into a topic that I'm gonna be honest, because we talked about the morning routine of myself,
Yeah.
and shit. Hold on one second. Is I'm trying to think of the morning routine that I do every day and trying to find a way to cycle that into something else that we're referring to. We've talked a lot about the gym. We talked a
Oh,
lot about,
you mean like trying to incorporate your routine towards another path in your life or like another
of
part of your
course.
life. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what was the question?
The one thing that I'm trying to say, I guess, we've talked about my personal morning routine. We've talked
Yeah.
about your personal morning routine. Um I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure how I'm going with that. So I'll just cycle through it because there's no point of going through it if not gonna have a question at the
Hmm.
end of the day.
Hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about the party because we
Okay.
did have a Christmas party for our shoppers who
Hmm.
everyone's probably like, what party are you guys talking about? Like, did you guys turn up? Like, what's going on?
No, if you guys didn't know, me
Yeah.
and Nick worked together at a Shoppers Drug Mart, and we had a Christmas party. It's always
Mm,
fun being in that. Like every year, we do a Christmas party at the same hall, but unfortunately, this would be the last time because the hall is closing. The banquet hall, that was its last
was it
party for
really?
us. Yeah, it was.
Okay,
So next
okay.
year we're gonna have to look for another venue. But what I was gonna say is like, it's nice to have a part-time job where everybody treats you like family.
Yes.
It's different for most people because like they go on their part-time jobs to just get extra cash and that's it. Not a lot of people form bonds with their coworkers. We're blessed enough that most of us are young.
Mm,
You know what I mean? The pharmacy's young, like the front store is young, and we've been we've all most of us have been working together for like 2 or 3 years already.
yeah.
And plus the
Majority
new
of us actually.
people, they're amazing, right? So and I didn't know that I could drink that much and not get drunk.
I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say
what the
he had so many shots, but
fuck?
I was like, what's going on over there?
And guys, don't get me wrong, I don't party like that, but I can
Mm,
turn up
he
when I
did
need
turn
to.
up. He definitely did. Yeah.
And it's the first time I sang, remember?
I was gonna mention the singing. I didn't know if you want me to mention the singing, but he do you do post some stuff on Instagram as well,
A little bit, a little bit
and
snippets.
I haven't told Jed this, but you guys will already see this when it's out.
Yeah.
Posting my like first cover today. I'm releasing it onto
Ooh.
TikTok. Yeah, so you'll see that a little bit later today. It's already
Hey.
released for everyone else. But
Nice.
yeah, I've always wanted to showcase my singing. I didn't really know how because I didn't want to take that first step, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
There's a little bit of nervousness, a little bit of re- not regret,
Anxiety,
but
because
yeah,
there's gonna be
anxiety.
comments on your TikTok. There's gonna be
Yeah.
people sharing it. You're not gonna be sure what they're gonna think about, but it wouldn't matter at the end of the day.
And I also didn't want to, in a way, attract attention, if that makes sense. I didn't want to attract attention for singing and take it away from the fact that I want to go into sports for
Hmm.
reporting or anything like
That
that.
too, because your
And
niche isn't.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And there's always that fear factor that someone's going to go on your TikTok and say,
Oh, I thought you talk about sports. I thought you talking about this or
exactly,
that.
right? Like, why aren't you posting sports or vice versa? Like, we don't want to hear sports anymore. We want to hear more singing, and
Hey man, listen,
completely
listen, listen.
change the outlook of my social media.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I keep interrupting,
Go
but I'm
ahead, go
just
ahead.
passionate about things like this.
Mm.
Listen, it would get to the right people regardless.
Yes.
If they don't like your content, they can unfollow you. You don't have to do shit for them.
Mm.
Just like and um, if you're posting something, it's gonna cause attraction regardless.
Mm.
So just do it anyway.
And that's honestly why I did it, because I've thought about the people that it will reach out to and make their day, and think about that mentality rather than the ugly side of it, which there will be people that won't want to listen to it or don't think of it rewarding in a way to scroll on their TikTok and be like, isn't this the guy that's supposed to talk about sports? Swipe up and go to something else, right? But I do think there's a rewarding factor too at the end of the day. And I'm going to get into like some Christmas stuff as well. with my music, because I've always kind of liked Christmas music, to be honest. I'm kind of
Yeah.
crazy for it. And me and my sister, every November 1st, Christmas music. A little bit crazy. Like, some people won't listen to it. When do you actually start listening to Christmas music? I'm curious.
Me, I don't listen to it that much.
You don't listen? Okay, okay.
But it's like in the Philippines, it's always everywhere. Like
Right. And in Shoppers, we listen to it a lot too. Like,
yeah,
there's a track that plays all the time. A lot of Michael Bublé, which
Michael
will be a big
Bublé,
feature on my page.
and some 80s music,
Mm. Yeah, there is some old ones in there, and it's just
very
like
old.
very old. Like, okay,
Sounds
I've
like
heard this one too
Frank
many
Sinatra,
times.
dude.
There's not even Frank. Frank's not even in there.
Frank's not even in there,
He's
but it
not even
sounds a
in
lot
there.
like him,
I
bro.
know every old white man sounds like Frank Sinatra.
Damn, I didn't mean
Yeah.
to be racist.
Well,
I didn't mean to
shit.
come across as that.
No, no,
Damn.
no, 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 no. Just clip
Oh,
it. Canceled.
I'm not even established yet. But yo, where I was going back to, when you want to do something, just do it. It sounds so plain and simple, but the thing is, um, okay, when we first disconnected, I was talking about the content that I consume are the people that I look up to and giving me value, like
Right.
legitimate value, not some like short term motivational shit. It's something that you can really implant in your lifestyle, in your perspective in life. And Kobe was saying one time when he was running on the treadmill, and he was like, "Damn, my I'm not sure if it was like, oh, my knee hurts or something, or like my hamstrings are sore, whatever." And then in his he talked to himself in his like head, and he was like, "Damn, I'm tired, but is this what the people who lose do?
Right.
Give up when I can do more?" And then he becomes some sort of psychopath in his end, and he started laughing, and I'm like, "Damn!" So is this why people go second place, because they don't push more?
Hmm.
And then now that to me was like, damn, that was so powerful.
It
Whenever
is.
you think, whenever you hesitate on something, should be the time where you remind yourself, damn, this is where I should actually do it. When you hesitate, this is when I should do it.
Hmm.
Unless it's stupid, like you're not dumb. Like nobody's dumb, right?
No, of course, of course.
Like, but you get what I mean. So I think that's how you should approach anything that you want to post out there. Like posting is just posting. Who gives a shit?
I
It's
actually
it's gonna get to the right people.
I actually love that mentality. Not for the fact that we're talking about posting. Obviously, I do want to keep that for posting. But just in
Mm.
terms of like yesterday. Yesterday I was not in the greatest of moods. Like, woke up not in the greatest of moods, right? Sometimes you have one of those days.
Yeah.
And throughout the day, I had to work out eventually, because I want to fit a workout every other day if I can when I'm bulking, right? Um, and I got to it. I got to about like 1 o'clock, and I had to work out because I had to go to work yesterday.
Mm.
I just didn't feel like it was the day to work out, because you do have
Gotcha.
those days, and all of a sudden my brain's like, no, you have to work out, because I've always kept that mentality when I am going to exercise. But something stopped me, like, I'd say 3/4 of the way through the workout.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just started seeing the signs. My back started hurting. Uh, there were some like issues with my knees. I was like, what's going on? Just kind of felt tired and groggy. And at one point, I decided to shut it off. Like, I was just like, nope, that's enough for today. Because I do absolutely love the Kobe mentality, and you do have to, no matter what, you have to find a way to get it done. And I have those days where that is the case. But I do think there is times where you have to listen to your body and just say, this is not the day. There's always tomorrow. There's always an opportunity to make up for what you lost in that day. Not necessarily saying that you should always have that mentality, but if there
Mm-hmm.
is an option, if there is a time where you can find a way to make up for it, then you do that day 10 times better. You push for failure way more than you did in that last workout. You up your weight. You do something that's going to motivate you even more that next
Mm-hmm.
workout, That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm gonna go do today. I'm gonna
Mhm.
go crush a back and biceps. I'm gonna push for failure on every set, superset some stuff, and just make sure that whatever I didn't accomplish yesterday, I make sure
Yeah.
I make up for it today. That's
Yeah,
something that I
that
think
too,
is
right?
important too.
When like Kobe also said this when he was on the come up, because I think I remember in his first year playing basketball, he didn't score a single point, not a free throw, not a freaking,
He got removed
not
from
a
the high
freaking
school team.
basket, huh?
He got removed from the high school team when he was younger. He didn't make the high school team.
I'm not. I think I've heard that. I'm not sure if that was MJ or
Was it MJ? Oh no, it was MJ. No,
yeah.
was it? I
Or
think it was Kobe actually.
I don't know. Or maybe I missed that part. But during high school too, if he did get dropped, I think so. This goes to show that like nothing is given to Kobe, nothing is given to
Hmm.
MJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So where I was gonna get at was like he didn't score a single point. So every time he felt some type of way, um, he always planned in the summer he's gonna work out. So what was my weakness? Oh shoot, I can't shoot. So next summer he worked on his shooting. Next summer he
Hmm.
works on his footwork. And it's just constantly growing and growing and growing. And it's the same thing every time he lost the game or every time he got injured. He's always like, especially when he torn his Achilles, was when he questioned life. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, what? He's already thinking about what he's gonna do after retirement. Is this the time to retire? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So after that injury that he had, his biggest injury ever, he made a negotiation with himself that no, let's just go on the next one for now. Like let's do the next thing, just do the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and then he recovered, and
Hmm.
then I think he won another championship.
I think
I think
so.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was after the
He
Achilles
won like four in a row with Shaq, something like that.
three in a row,
Three
three
in a
in a
row.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he got two more with the Lakers.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, he's always been a Laker. What am I talking about? I mean, because Shaq left the Lakers
Right.
after
Shaq
they
left the
won
Lakers and
three.
he won that last one. And then they had an
Mhm.
interview after where they were chuckling about it. He was like really
Yeah, that was the
pissed when
interview
I.
that I was watching.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
full interview. And Kobe was like after because he was so competitive after when he got interviewed for the fifth trophy, he was like how does it feel to win this championship? Some question like that. And I
Right.
was like, I know, I just got one more than Shaq,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can take that to the bank.
Yeah.
He said, and then Shaq was like, oh, I tore my house down,
Yeah.
and
No, he was
Kobe,
pissed. He was
he
pissed.
was pissed. He was pissed, but you just know you just love the brotherhood they have despite the
Yeah.
competitiveness. But yeah, like Kobe's mentality with things is different. It's no one ever had it before. And the only person that could contest that at the time, I think it was MJ. But
Mm.
MJ's era was over, and I think Kobe's legacy, in my opinion, as a basketball player, as a person, I think Kobe had more impact to other people than MJ did.
Mm.
Maybe MJ had more impact to basketball players, but I think Kobe had more impact with more people, in my
I
opinion.
definitely think so. I definitely think he had the people culture rather than just the basketball culture. I think he had more of a jump on
Yeah.
that area rather than Michael Jordan, LeBron, any of the
Hmm.
superstars. You name the five greatest of all
Hmm.
time. Kobe was the people's person, right, of basketball,
Yeah.
and that's something I always admire about Kobe. I do want to ask one question. I just thought this off
Hmm.
the top of my head, and it's kind of going back to where I got kind of stuck and didn't know where to go with it.
Hmm.
But it's the final month of the year. We're
Okay.
getting to that point where it's almost going to be 2023, right?
Yeah.
Do
Hmm.
you have any early bird goals for next year?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What are they?
I have
Yeah.
a lot. I have a lot. Be greater.
Be greater.
Be greater than I am today, because I'm not one of those types to have New Year's resolutions. Because
That's what I was going to ask about, yeah.
I've always been doing them. I've always been aiming for them and trying to stay consistent with it. Like I hate New Year's resolution, because why do you have to wait till New Year's to become a better version of yourself? Why do you
Mm,
procrastinate every year?
mm,
You procrastinate years in a row.
mm.
Like you do something 2 months and then you stop and then you're like, I'm not going where I needed to be, or I'm not where I want to be. And then New Year's come, I'm gonna get where to I want to be. After a month, you're like, fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah, it's like January 1st where we're all in the
I
gym.
was that person.
You see like 100 people in the gym like all trying to work out, and then 2 weeks later they're all gone.
Like I was that person, dude. No, don't get me wrong. I was at that phase. I'm not shaming anybody who's not able to stay consistent. But I'm
No,
saying
of
is like,
course.
what if you don't like? What if it's the last day tomorrow and you're still not trying to feel your purpose as a human being?
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you haven't even you don't even know your purpose as a person yet. What
right.
if it's the last day to figure that out tomorrow? So then you're like, oh, I still haven't saved enough for my Gucci bag that I wanted. I still haven't saved for that car. Bro, that shit don't matter. That's the goals you don't want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like also with setting New Year's resolution, they gotta be really valuable. And it goes to show what you value in the New Year's. Oh, I wanna save a lot of money. I wanna go on vacation in 2023.
Mm,
You already wanna be comfortable, you haven't done the work yet.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it goes like New Year's or the end of the year is always a year where you see what people value.
Hmm.
You know what
There
I'm saying?
yeah, of course. I think that just shows how strong you are in your mentals, because you think way stronger than a lot of people that I speak to
Thank you.
about. Yeah, no problem, bro. But honestly, every time I have a conversation with you, it's like your levels above in terms of the mentality game, where that's one of the things that you specialize and you work on every day. And because
It's
of
been
that,
years, man, years in the
of
making.
course, of course.
It's been all my life pretty much, and I think I'm blessed enough to be in a position where I grew up. I believe that I grew up emotionally independent just because of my experiences with my family and all that. But yeah, appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't easy.
I honestly I can't say that I have any specific goals for 2023 as of just yet.
No,
I
you
think
do.
it's I think it's a
You
little,
do.
of course, but I think it's early to start nitpicking goals that I want to accomplish in 2020, the smaller things. Like obviously be greater and achieve for anything nothing but the highest.
You
Right?
can't
That's
look too
not,
far forward. You
of
can't look too
course.
far forward.
Exactly, exactly. And
You
I
can
don't.
set you can set a long-term goal at the end of the pot of the rainbow,
Right.
but you gotta go through the mountain to get to the other pot.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. And in
So you get the
terms of
gold.
like,
You get the goal. You get
yeah.
the gold too. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
in terms of like work in general,
Hmm.
like looking for that dream job one day, you have to sort of shorten it and create your story. That's something I was actually talking to Jad about the other day. Jad's one of our coworkers as well.
I
This is
love that guy,
Jed,
bro.
not Jad. It's a little confusing. Some people have confusion at work, but yeah, this is
Oh,
Jed.
Jad to the back, please.
Yeah, exactly. It's like which
And
one?
we're like the spider meme. The spider meme.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, the one where they're like this.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Keep
but
going.
I was talking to Jad and we were talking about work. I won't get into further details because it's private to him, of course. I don't want to disclose anything that's personal to him. But we were talking about work and finding positions that specifically suit for what we want to get into one day. Whereas for me, what that means is finding a job in the field and getting my foot in the door. But you do, when you start to look for work and anything in your field, the first thing that I did was go on LinkedIn and search the 10 most popular people in the sports industry and what their journey was. But after like a month, or not even a month, a week of doing that, I was like, why am I doing this? It's my journey that matters.
Hmm.
It's what I'm going to do that matters.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
think that that old way of thinking where you have to go to college, you have to go to university, and this brings us some like Andrew Tate type of shit, but um sometimes you have to find, actually no, it's
It's more like
more
Gary V.
more Gary V. I was gonna
But
say.
but 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 also don't get it twisted. Gary Vee doesn't say that you should not go to college.
Right, of
He says
course.
that if you want something that you know for a fact that you can learn outside of college,
Yes,
then do it.
that
But
was
at
what I
the
was trying to
same
reiterate.
time, at the same time, if going to college is like me, it's one of the things where I need this nursing like this practical nursing program. I need to finish this to
Of
save
course,
money
yes.
enough to build a foundation for myself in the future. Sometimes you got to go through college just to get through the steps, needed steps to get your head right, to get your
Mm,
money right. And then for a little while, if you're patient enough, you can pursue and make your plan B your plan A
mm.
and not have any plan B at all. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to be patient with it. And Gary Vee says this a lot and asks this a lot to a lot of people. How old are you? 21, 27, 30, 35. So what? You're gonna
Yeah.
live 70 more years if you're 30.
Mm.
You can be a billionaire at 40. Would you rather be someone who earns fucking um 6 digits every year or be a billionaire at 40?
Right.
Like think
Obviously, you're
about
gonna
that.
choose. Yeah.
Just talking financially, right? This is also
Right.
where we get where the delayed gratification where we talk about you got to get to the mountain before the end of the pot of gold,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that that old way of thinking where you have to go to college. It's because that's how our folks were accustomed to. We can't blame them for that either, right?
Oh, of course, of course.
It's just an evolution of the perspective of people, and the lifestyle that we live in compared to before is a lot different now.
And I think it makes. I think there's always a way to say that it makes sense for people based on what they're going into to go to college, or just start out off on your own and build your
Hmm.
connections by yourself, because sometimes that is the better way to go. But also there are programs or industry jobs that you have to go to college and university and get that insight and get that intelligence in your position. And it, especially since there's not a lot of English, or let's say school in terms of my program, but there's a lot of hands-on. There's a lot of
Hmm.
things that you have to learn, and Jed knows this because he does some work with his buddy for cinematography and film and
Hmm.
videography in his
Yeah.
right. So there are things that you have to know when it comes to like wattage, voltage, all the specifications, because
Mm-hmm.
it is a dangerous thing at the end of the day to be in cinematography. You have to know what you're
Yeah.
kind of doing. So
Yeah.
there are things that
It,
you have to do for each program, especially
mhm.
for film and videography, especially for you for nursing.
Yeah, and like I think the main part of it is like take it easy.
Mm,
Like getting where finding what you really want in life isn't easy. People don't grow up the same way as everybody else's that figured things out earlier, or you think that they figured things out but they haven't. No one ever figures shit out. They just keep trying and trying stuff, and whichever works works.
right.
And whichever they choose is gonna be the one that they end up doing. They may choose the things that they don't love, but at the end of the day, you gotta go through each step, so you
Mm,
can't skip that. And like I believe like our friend Jad, he's trying to we're us three, we're all at that phase where we're trying to take it easy, get to know more about ourselves, and figure out
yes.
what we really want to do in life. And that's
Mm,
fine. We're fucking young, you know what I mean? And
oh yeah.
and the content that I push as well on my social media is like, even with photography, the reason why I pursued photography was like to show people that, hey, if I put 100% in something, I can be whoever I want to be. And
Exactly.
that's what happens when I had my first exhibit, remember?
Mm,
And people were like, damn, you really did it, bro. Last year we were at that coffee shop, we were studying about school and we're struggling and shit, and now you actually made it happen. That's crazy. That was just a year ago. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know, bro. I didn't even
yeah.
see
It's
that
just time
coming
fly.
either.
Yeah.
But it was at that phase where I put 100% of myself, like taking care of this, and my and this. You
Mm,
know what I mean? Like it's people don't understand the state you be in when you're 100% in yourself.
right.
And I really encourage you to do so too, because I know you're capable as well, like mentally. Like you, for example, you struggle waking up in the morning, you started getting up in the morning, fight through that.
Yeah.
Not because you need to. It's just to, train your mind to do something something that makes you uncomfortable.
Mm.
So you end up being comfortable with the uncomfortable. So you keep seeking for growth more and more and more. Give me more. So after you surpass this goal, it's I think that's also what's gonna get you to where you want to be. Let's say you want to go into television, radio, whatever you end up really loving deep inside.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what I push to everybody around me, and I keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. And of course, like learning is a give and take. Like I can say shit here, and tomorrow you do the other thing, and that's fine
Mm.
because my role is to show you, and if you don't want that, that's on you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, and that's and also not because I'm sharing all these doesn't mean I'm not willing to learn from nobody. No, I'm no better than you. Not because I know all these things. I'm I, I'm just here to provide the value that I get to share it to you. Like I like the I'm like stuttering now. When I started pursuing self improvement is when I became more humble and more empathetic with people and more like, damn, I ain't better than nobody. I'm just like them. I just got to a point where I just experienced things where it helped me. So every time
Mm.
they experience their own thing in life, I'm able to help them and be in service of them. Like I said in some of my videos, if I'm able to touch that one person's heart, then I fulfilled my mission. But also I gotta pursue something greater than that because I know I'm capable of spreading it to a more massive people, if not the whole world.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really what I push when it comes to these type of things. Where especially when you're trying to figure your life out, you can't really rush anything. You can't really compare yourself to other people that you think did it earlier than you. It doesn't matter. Not everyone out there is happy because they have money, because they have the job they think they want. Sometimes it changes.
Mm.
So you
I
gotta
I
take
like
it
that.
easy with it.
I like that you've already established, because a lot of people say that they don't know what they specifically want in life, but I think you know the direction. I think you know that you want to be a provider of knowledge and give give people the opportunity to make themselves better. And I think that's very powerful. That you're able to do that. That's something that myself I am not really sure where the direction I want to angle my path, and in a sense, I do want to not limit myself. I don't want to limit myself just to sports, and that's why I'm kind of going
Hmm.
this music route. And I think that can also transition into the background that I've had for 10 years, which is drama. I've been in acting
Hmm.
for 10 plus years and never
It's
really utilized it to that extent.
that's me too, and I think the smart way to approach this is like do one thing at a time. Focus on one
Yep.
thing only and one thing at a time only.
The one
That's
thing,
why
the
like
book.
it's so hard, especially when you're trying to make content and be out there.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you want to do too much. Focus on one thing and one thing only.
Mm.
That's what's in my head right now. Focus more on just media, photos, because I love taking pictures, being creative.
Mm.
Podcasts, I always love to talk. I think my voice is my greatest gift. I believe it as my greatest gift. I think because the fact that I'm able to talk about things like this, the fact that I'm able to learn stuff about this kind of thing
Right.
is a blessing. So yeah, so I think we should focus on one thing at a time. I should focus more on the self development side of things, because it's really what I live by every day. So like, why am I gonna revert to another thing where
Right.
like you gotta be able to do one thing consistently to know if you're whether like it or not, whether you like it or not. So then you're able to choose what you want to do, where you want to be at. So
I think so as well. And I do think, based on my recent activity and what I've been pursuing and what I've been looking for, I've told this to Jeb before. I was looking for a part-time position at a sports company, and unfortunately, I didn't get the position. But the one thing that I take out of that is that not only do I have to start looking for jobs, but maybe I need to open up a little bit and look into something that I can find with my skill set. Whether that's reporting or whether that is acting, maybe I do go into something that is a little bit out of the box and start to reinvent
You just gotta try
myself
it.
and that, right? You just got to try it. Like I have to find out. That's one question that I've always had about myself is if I don't try this acting route or this singing route or go into that path and I never open it up, will I like regret that in the future, like 20 years 30 years down the line, like possibly married and kids and just just contemplating I didn't go down that route where I just kept it to my family. So I do think there is a fire inside that's burning and
How
something
long you been
higher
doing
up
theater?
above. 10 years, like I think 11 or 12, around
Come,
there.
come with me, or hit up my boy on Instagram.
Hmm.
I'll give you his Instagram. Hit him up. Say I'm really passionate about acting. If you want to make a short film, let's go.
Yeah. All right, I'm down. That was Gabe, right? The
Gabe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that would be dope. And honestly, I think I do have to be
We'd work
realistic.
together too.
Yeah, of course. You do have to be
Yeah.
realistic at the end of the day. You're not going to get a paid job right away, but I still think going into those short film or something like that for acting and limiting my singing to posting on social media, that's definitely something I'm going to start doing.
Kobe
And I
didn't come from nothing. Kobe was explaining to the interview that I was watching last night that,
mm,
like, if you see him play basketball, you think he really thought about money?
no, he loved the game.
He loved the
100%.
game so much that he was just obsessive with it, right? And
Right.
then the money came with it. And then he said that you got to be obsessive with what you want to do, what you want to accomplish.
Right.
If you want to do theater, if you're passionate about it, if you're obsessive about it, no matter what else you have going on in life, you're going to pursue it.
Mm,
Let's say you have this day job, but then, oh, on this other days, you're trying to practice like acting, making skits, like when you post video on TikTok, some shit
yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like, for example, there's Gabe agrees to work with you in a short film, but then you have work 3 times a week at Shoppers. So then every other day that you have a shoot, you still show up, you still work on it. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
yeah.
He really said that he didn't, because also he didn't have any plan B, but at the same time it's because he spent so much time with basketball that he wasn't able to think about plan B.
Right.
He just loved it. He became obsessive with it. So what at the end of the day, whatever fire, like whichever direction the fire is burning in your heart, that's where you follow.
And I
But it's a
honestly,
process, right? It's a process. Like you're at that phase where right now you're trying to pursue this, and that's fine, dude.
mm,
It's early. It's early. It's not even the first half yet. It's the first quarter.
first quarter.
We're
Yes.
not even done with the first quarter.
We're like we're like
You're
3
you're
minutes in.
tw- you're 21, right?
Yes.
We're about 21. We're not even at 25, so we're not even a quarter.
I know.
We're
That's
gonna we're gonna
crazy.
live for 100 years.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying. So yeah, like, what if I'm only able to touch people's heart at fucking 30, a fucking 40, 50, 60, whatever.
Mm.
Still, I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do. I'm gonna keep inspiring people in my daily life, and use this camera to talk to people outside of my daily life.
I think that's really important to have. Just keeping that mentality, that Kobe meant the Mamba mentality, right? It's
He's the only one that has it.
yes. But he did find a way to give it out to everyone else, kind of like what you do in a sense, where you're trying to portray it to everyone else in the world and have everyone else think about that Mamba mentality. And that's
100%.
important. That's important. Because as you said, we're not even in the first quarter yet. Well, we are in the
Yeah.
first quarter, but we're not out of it yet. And we just have to
What's
keep
sad is,
working on our craft that way.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, not to get too sad, but what's
Mm.
sad is it's not for everybody. Not everybody I talk to really, it didn't really click in their heads instantly. Because at the same
Right.
time, I can't blame them. They have different experiences in life, and I had my fair share of experiences. But the thing is, you just gotta keep doing it. I do it because I feel like it's my purpose in this world. It's just to become better and help people get better.
Mm.
Because, like, what better way to live is to help other people live, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
if there's any sense in that. And because after this life that we have, we don't even know what's there. What if there's no tomorrow, right? I keep saying this. Like, sometimes I forget this and I feel bad, and I just go back to my center and, like, hey, live like it's your last day. It's no tomorrow. What the fuck you're waiting for? There's no tomorrow. I just keep convincing myself this is the last day.
Mm.
And from this day forth, that's how I'm gonna keep going. I'm like, Mamba is within me now. You feel me?
Yeah.
Kobe is within me. Because Kobe was a certain way, not because of him, because of his faith. There was some higher power that it wasn't only him. Like, there were times that he felt weak.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, of course.
there were things
He's
that he
human, right?
did.
So,
Yeah, but but it felt like what he did was humanly impossible.
right.
Fucking recover from an Achilles, or like do a free throw from an Achilles injury, whatever. Like, he did things that felt impossible to other people, like waking up early. Every time he wakes up at 4 and be at the gym at 4 on the dot,
Yeah.
and then other people was like challenged, like, I'm gonna go earlier than Kobe, but then the next day they already see Kobe training, right?
I saw that clip. Yep.
There's not only one clip, there's 1,000
There's
clips of
thousands. Yeah.
a lot of people
Easily.
challenge him, and then they were like, oh shit, he was here earlier, but I'm gonna stay longer than him.
Mm.
No, they
No.
went out earlier than him still.
He already worked out before.
And then he was like, hey, I know you were here. I just wanted to outwork you. Bluntly said that. I'm like,
Mm.
damn, fuck, that's so powerful.
It is.
And that's
Yes.
me. That's me. I'm trying to outwork everybody, but at the same time, what Kobe did, it brought other players awareness to wake up early and, like, damn, I gotta do more work. He's doing more work. I gotta do more work,
Mm.
which brought everybody, motivation, or like it just inspired them to do more because Kobe's doing more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I'm just like taking this. I'm taking this all in. I'm taking all this information. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta sit back and listen to the preacher preach. Is weird.
Thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
No worries, bro. I do want to end on a bit of a high note. We talked about what you have coming up for the week, and I
Mhm.
want to circle back and talk about what I have coming up. And I don't think there's anything that I'm really looking forward to coming up in this week. But I do want to continue to create, and because the World Cup is going on as we're making this video, the World Cup is taking place and it's around a 16. And I want to create around that. I want to create around music. I want to create around there's just so much that I want to do in this week. I'm not going to get confused about it. I'm just going to take one step at a time, as you said, and as I've said as well, and just work my way through the week and just continue to be my best, like as you said
Yeah.
earlier, just talking about doing the best you can. And I think for the first time in a while, because I do like to plan what I'm going to do in a week, but I don't think I'm going to this week. I think I'm just going to let it flow, and that flow state is what I'm sort of alluding to, being able to just let your body, or not your body, your mind control what's going to happen throughout that week, and not really
Cause you
worry about any of the extra stuff.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, you have everything in your control. If good things don't go your way, there's something wrong with the things you're doing.
Right.
It's either your perspective in life, it's either your lifestyle. Because our perspective only changes whenever we do things that don't really help us grow our
Mm.
minds.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how you said flow state, and also, like, you said you were struggling how to do one thing at a time. And I watched a TikTok video about this guy called Kane Kerner. Is a white dude who eats fruits and give advices to people.
Mm.
Probably seen it at some point. But he was saying that, you know don't even worry about uh not knowing what you're doing, but worry about how some people are doing more than you, despite them having less knowledge of what they want to do.
Mm.
Does that make sense? They
Yeah.
have less knowledge of what path they want to go to, but they're doing more for themselves. Meaning they're taking more of themselves while being in the process of figuring things out. You might not be taking care of yourself. You might be focused on what do you want to do, and then you keep doing stuff that don't really help you get through that.
Mm.
So I think if you really like not everybody has their life sorted out. So we can end on like maybe just dude take care of yourself. It's so plain and simple, but it's so
It
powerful
just,
when you
yeah,
take
it's
care of
important,
yourself
of course.
and put it to like have intentions with it, taking care of yourself, not to only look good and shit. Take
Right.
care of yourself so that you can perform better making these videos. And the only way you're gonna be able to be more, because a creative is very draining, so you really gotta take time to meditate each day or do some mindful practice each day, so then take a
Mm-hmm.
step back. Because the reason why I'm in a flow state, and I feel like I'm in a flow state right now, is it's because I take care of my mind every day. I meditate every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I work out every day. I do things with the intention of making myself better. When I work out, for example, oh, I want more reps, so that exercises your mind to go for more and more and more and
Yeah.
more. Aspire to be greater, 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 because you know you're capable. Because think about it this way: everything you want to accomplish in life, you're gonna accomplish if you do the work. Just like you're gonna, just like how I got stronger, how I benched 2 plates because I worked for it.
Mm.
It's possible. I can bench three plates, 4 plates. I'm gonna gain weight, so then I'm gonna have to eat more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end. And guys, take care of yourself, your mind, physical body, your soul, whatever makes you feel alive, do it. Whatever makes you, put out that inner child of yours, do it. And that's me in the party. My inner
Yes.
child was out. I was dancing. I was passionate. I was singing. I was, even though our coworkers were laughing at Ibrahim's, our store owner's,
Right.
speech, he said some good shit.
He
Take
did.
care of your mind, body, and soul.
He did. Honestly, he
And
did.
and then when I asked them about it, why they were laughing, I mean, they didn't mean anything bad. They were just laughing because he keeps repeating that in the group chat that they have, whatever.
Right.
I'm
Right.
like, so we, and I told them, maybe we can just take the good out of it. And who knows? He might be working on himself right now. He might be in the process of taking care of his mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe he hasn't done that in a minute because he's a hard worker.
He is a
He
very
owns two
hard worker.
stores. He
Yes.
owns 2 stores.
Yeah. And
He might not have enough time to exercise his mind. So maybe now he's putting like 5-10 minutes in. So yeah,
he's
guys.
he's always reminded me the man that never stops. Like he's always on the go. And he works very hard, that man. And yeah, I do believe that he's probably working on himself right now, and
Constantly.
just preaching what he believes. And that's something that we both do as well, right? When we're talking about, preaching in general, it usually comes from within, right? And we're always talking about that that case where what I'm trying to say is that trying to build everyone the same as we feel inside. So
Exactly. Share
yeah,
our values, anything
exactly.
that grows us as people.
Hmm.
And that's why I shook his hand and told him about it. So that he keeps going. So no matter what, because sometimes you can sense that sometimes people don't take it seriously, but
Hmm.
I shook his hand like, like a manly shake.
Yeah,
You can't shake nobody's hand like soft. You
yeah.
gotta you gotta be stronger than the guy. And
Uh,
his hands were so big. He's like 6'4" or something. And I squeezed like I did a good shake for sure. But then it was just a gesture of me showing, keep doing that. Keep doing that.
I
It's gonna
always
make people better. It's gonna make you better as a boss. And you know how his vibe changed this Christmas party. Last year was different compared this year. I mean, you weren't there, but
right.
I can sense the difference. He's like a more loose, a lot more less stressed kind of person that he presented during that day,
And I
which
think
was good.
COVID definitely had an impact on that. And he touched on that a lot. He said that we're all kind of evolving and changing because of COVID. COVID was obviously bad, but there were some good positives to it as well. Some people took it as a mental like jump in their head. It's like, whoa, okay, I gotta wake up. I gotta reinvent myself, or I just gotta get back on track to what I was originally wanting to accomplish. And I think COVID really reinstated that in a lot of our brains. And I think that's the main thing he was trying to reiterate as well. Keep on track, keep doing what you're doing, and everything will work itself out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's a good
Hey,
way to end it right there.
hey, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. I appreciate you doing this. It's because you get me in my zone, and I apologize if I ever interrupt you at times. It's
All
just
good, bro.
like whenever I really want to get something out, and I know it's gonna provide value, I just share it. Like, because I can't just keep it to myself. I gotta give it to you so we can both grow
Yeah.
together. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This has been the Cuppa Show podcast with Nick and Jed,
The
episode
second best, the
2.
second best upcoming podcast.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I see what you said. I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
No. Listen, it's a great podcast. I love this. We should keep doing this every week.
Yes. Yes, we will.
Mhm.
First episode is already, well, you guys are watching the second episode, so that really didn't make sense because at the time of this video, first episode's not out. But
Mhm.
Cuppa Show podcast
Upload it
episode
on
2.
Anchor. Upload it
Yes.
on Anchor. Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking into finding a podcast app for listeners only. I will do possibly the first 45 minutes and then have a listeners only for the actual podcast version for itself, where we'll go into more some deeper stuff. We'll
Mhm.
start to get into that as this podcast evolves throughout
We're
the
gonna be more
weeks.
structured. Yeah.
Yes, and we
Mhm.
will have our first guest next week. I've been talking with someone, so you guys will see that new guest next
Ooh,
week.
tell me
But
after the call. Tell me.
yes, I will. But this has been the Cuppa Show episode 2.
Episode 2,
Thank
baby.
you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more of these videos, and share this video with your friends and family, because sharing is caring and honestly does help me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.